Om Namo Narayana. Friends, today we are going to see about the Gajaraj, whose name was Gajendra, living in the mountains of Trikud Parvat, where he was living with his family and his fellow elephants. And he was the king of the elephants, huge, with a lot of power. And he was a great Vishnu devotee too. Gajendra was a big Vishnu devotee. Every day in the morning, he will do puja to Narayana, his Ishtadev. Every day, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Big devotee of Narayana. And one day in the morning, from where he was in a different part of the forest of the same Trikud Parvat, he could smell the fresh lotus somewhere close by. And he wanted to go and fetch it so that he can offer it to Narayana during his prayer, his puja. So, along with few of the elephants, Gajendra goes in search of that pond, in lookout for those beautiful lotuses which were giving the welcoming aroma. So, he was very excited to go to the pond, take a nice shower and fetch some beautiful lotuses and offer it to God. He, along with his fellow elephants, found that pond, Sarovar. They get into the Sarovar and start playing. They are pouring water on each other and having some very good time. It was a summer hot day and they were having a phenomenal time on this pond. After taking shower, Gajendra goes and fetches the flower, the lotus. The pond is filled with lotuses, beautiful lotuses. Gajendra was excited, so he goes and fetches the flower. And there lived a cunning crocodile. And he was waiting for it. He knows some animal or the other will come feeling the aroma of the lotus so that he can catch hold of them. And he did, certainly. And he got the mightiest of the mighty elephant, Gajendra. And Gajendra was fighting back and he was trying to drag him to the shore because he knows Gajendra is mighty elephant and he knows if he can pull him to the banks, then he can get rid of the crocodile. Because you know, on the land, the elephants are the most powerful. Whereas the crocodile knows that he is not going to let him take him to the land, because if he goes there, the crocodile will become weaker, which is stronger now inside the water. Okay, so there was a big fight happening and the pond water was splashing everywhere. Yeah, you know, big, huge fight. The elephants scared and ran away and they are bringing all their families, friends from the Trikud Parvat. You know, everybody is coming there. They don't know. It's a big fight happening inside the pond between the mightiest of the mighty elephant and equally stronger crocodile, if not bigger, inside the water. In Bhagavad Puran, where Sukha Maharishi was explaining this to Parishad Maharaj, says this fight went on to more than 1,000 years without no break. It's a huge fight that is happening. In the meantime, all the relatives of the elephants come, friends of the elephants come, they all try to save him, nothing can happen, and they all try to wait for him, nothing can happen. Like always happens in the life, all the family, friends, everybody leave. And in the pond, it was Gajendra versus the Makara, the crocodile. The fight was happening. You may be asking, how 1,000+ years of fight? How this is possible? For that you have to know who this crocodile and the mighty elephant, Gajaraj, Gajendra, were there in their previous birth. They both were a Gandharva and a big king, Indradyumna. Indradyumna was a big Vishnu devotee. In fact, he was so devoted that he stopped even taking care of his family. He stopped taking care of his citizens. He stopped taking care of his country, and he came to a conclusion that who I am not ruling, Bhagavan Vishnu is ruling, so let him take care of it and I will do pujas for him. That is my role. Like that he started developing beard and jada, and he started becoming looking like a sadhu, saint, and he was getting more and more involved into it. And then he left his kingdom, left his family, everything, and he goes to Trikut mountain and he starts doing tapas there. Tapas and pujas for Bhagavan Vishnu. That time, Agastya Mahamuni comes there. King Indradyumna notices Agastya coming, but in his mind, he was also a saint. So he was involved in his puja, he didn't welcome him, and some kind of disrespect feeling came to, and Agastya Mahamuni felt he was disrespected. So he cursed Indradyumna. He says, you are a failure king who didn't take care of your family, who didn't take care of your country, who didn't take care of your citizens, and here you are not even welcoming a saint, and you forget that what is a Rajadharma, and you are here because you are a slow-minded person, and I curse you. You will become an elephant and roam around saying Vishnu's name all the time. Like that he curses him. King Indradyumna asks him that what is a way for me to come out of this curse. By this time, little bit cooled down, Agastya Mahamuni says, you will take a surrender of Vishnu Bhagavan, Narayan, your Ishtadev, Narayan himself, and all good things will happen for him. Like that he bless him and go. So that is the Indradyumna who becomes the Gajaraj, Gajendra, who always chants Narayana's name, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, and he does puja. See, everything from our previous birth, the collection, deposits and loans, they all follow us. That is the fact of the story. Okay, and on the other hand, the Makara, the crocodile, was a Gandharva. Okay, and he was playing with his girlfriends in the pond, and that time Durvasana Mahamuni comes there to take shower on the pond. The Gandharva, whose name was Huhu, wanted to show his girlfriends how he is making fun of him, so which is uncalled for. So he goes into the water saying them to shout crocodile, crocodile, like that, So he goes there and catch hold of the Rishi's leg tightly. And everybody shouts crocodile, crocodile to scare the Rishi. They didn't know it was Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni realizes it. His meditation gets disturbed. He was doing prayer for sun god and everything breaks. And he opens eyes and he realizes it was the Gandharva who is trying to scare him, playing as a crocodile. So he curses him on the same moment, saying, you are so loving to be a crocodile, so I curse you. From this moment on, you will become a crocodile. Gandharva was devastated. He didn't expect this. He was just going to have fun, he thought. He fell down on the feet of Durvasa Muni and pleaded for forgiveness and asked for Saba Vimochan, because he knows that he is not going to take the shap back. Once the curse was given, nothing can change it, he knows it. So he asked for Saba Vimochan to come out of this curse. And Durvasa Muni says, you will catch hold of the leg of a Bhagavata, that is a Narayana devotee, like this, without leaving him. And at that time, Bhagavan Narayana himself will come and give you salvation. Durvasa Muni says, you know what, you can get the salvation only from the hands of Narayana. He says and walks off. And that is the crocodile, which is the Makara, in the pond now. And now he caught hold of leg of the Gajendra, the mighty elephant, who is a Vishnu devotee, Narayana devotee. He is not going to let his leg go, because once he caught him, see, he mistakenly tried to scare Durvasa in the past. He remembers that now. And now this time, he knows this is the devotee who can get him salvation. So he is not going to let his leg go. So he is holding him like there is no tomorrow. And Gajendra is trying to get out from the pond, but Makara is not going to leave his leg, because he knows that's where his salvation is. So this is the fight that happens, and Gajendra has done so many tapas from his previous birth as Indradyumna. And now as Gajendra, prayers, and see, one time if you say the name of Narayana, Om Namo Narayana, they say all the sin goes off and you become sinless. And here is Gajendra in this birth has been chanting non-stop Narayana's holy name. And in his previous birth as Indradyumna, he has been chanting Narayana's name. So with those divine power in him, he has been fighting inside the pond. Indradyumna need to get salvation also from the curse, from Narayana. This fight is not going to end till both of them get the salvation. That's the bottom line. And also you have to understand, the elephant Gajendra knows that he is mighty, powerful. Many elephants have told him, many lions have told him, many tigers were scared of him. He is mighty. He knows that. So he knows he can take care of this crocodile. So he has been fighting. He knows he is huge. He has been fighting. But this fight has been going on for 1,000 years. And guess what? There comes a day, like it comes for everyone in their life. Gajendra realizes he is approaching the end, because, he has been bitten all over the body by the crocodile. He lost all the flesh. He lost all the blood. The whole pond is stinking now, with the flesh and the blood and everything. All he is left out now is only the bones, that too broken, many of them. Okay, now Gajendra knows that he is not mighty as he thought he was once upon a time. He is not big as he thought once upon a time he was. And all his relatives were gone, all his friends were gone. So he knows nobody is there now to support him, help him, cheer for him. Everything is done. And only thing that is left out for him at this time, because of all the good deeds done by Gajendra in this birth and Indradyumna in the previous birth, other than making Agastya Muni feeling disrespected, he never did anything wrong to anybody. All he was doing was chanting the holy name of Narayana. Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana. So at the end of his life, this thought comes to his mind that I am not as big as I thought I am. I am not mighty as I thought I was. You know what? The person I have to call for help is Narayana himself. When Narayana is there, why I am afraid? Why I am scared? Why I am devastated? So he leaves everything. He has nothing to fight for now. Everything is gone. So he leaves everything, and with the lotus on the trunk, that too broken trunk, Gajendra says Narayana, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana. Now he is not fighting the crocodile no more. He is not thinking he is big no more. He is not thinking he has support of so many elephants no more. Nothing. Because he has nothing. So he chants Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana, seeking the help of the Devadidev, Narayana himself. And the moment Vishnu Bhagavan hears his name, he was in the Adisesha, lying down, and jumps out of it and sits on Garuda. Garuda was feeling the jerk. He never experienced this before. The Garuda, the Vahana of Narayana. He never experienced this before. And he always was called with respect and told him to take him anywhere he wants to go. But this time there was no time for him. His bhakta, his devotee was calling him Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. He jumps out and sits on Garuda and says, go fast, I want to go to Gajendra, I want to save him, go to Gajendra. And Garuda is flying like crazy, but it happens to Bhagavan Narayana like it happens to everybody when you want to go to a place so badly, and you know you are going in the train or bus or plane or whatever, but you feel it is not going fast enough. So same, Bhagavan Narayana says Garuda, go fast. And Garuda reaches the pond carrying Vishnu Bhagavan, where the Gajendra and Makara were fighting for this long time. And not even a minute he can wait to land. Vishnu Bhagavan leaves his Sudarshan Chakra and it goes and slices off the crocodile, Makara. And Gandharva gets the salvation. From the curse he got from Mahamuni Durvasaka. And now he comes there running to Gajendra. See, the pond was stinking, everywhere blood and bones and flesh and but you know what? Not for Bhagavan Narayana. He comes in and with a lifted leg, Gajendra tries to offer the lotus which he was holding for him to Bhagavan Narayana. He couldn't believe. Such a low creature he thinks of himself now. And for me, the God has came by himself to save me, to save like a elephant like me. And he says, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana. But, Narayana takes his feet and keeps it on his thighs and cleans it to make sure all his pain goes off. Can you believe this? Cleans his feet. Who? Bhagavan Narayana cleans the feet of Gajaraj Gajendra and says, I'm sorry. It has become late for me to come for you. As soon as you called, I should have come. And he touches him and cleans his feet and says to Gajaraj, now Makara is gone. Now you can go and live peacefully with all your folks, says Bhagavan Narayana. And Gajendra says, that is not what I want. You know why I called your name? And Narayana was curious and he asked why. And not to come and save me. I just wanted to offer this flower on your feet and I couldn't go. That's why I was fighting with Makara, because I had my puja was happening. I wanted to offer the flower. That's why I eagerly came here. And you are here right now. So what better thing it is? So Gajendra fetches the flowers and do the puja for Bhagavan Narayana right there in the pond. That is why he was fighting for, he says. Can you believe this? And this Sarovar, where the fight happened for this long time between Gajendra and the Makara, is in a place called Sonipur, which is close to Patna right now in Bihar. And the temple of Hariharanath is there. even today, and it is a must-see temple for everyone to go. Beautiful temple of Gajendravardhan, who came there to save the elephant Gajendra. He offers the flowers to Vishnu Bhagavan and does Gajendra Stuti, Gajendra Stostram. And this Sostra, if you are seeing this video for the first time, do like it and subscribe. The whole Sostra is going to come from Bhagavatam in the next episode. Okay? It is said, when you say Gajendra Sostra, all your worries, all your problems disappears. Money problem, love problem, kid problem, childless problem, all earthly problems disappears. God also says that like Gajendra gets a moksham, break away from life and death cycle, all those who hear to this stuti will also get benefit not only in this world but beyond. You know, this is the Vardhan what Vishnu Bhagavan gives to Gajendra. So we will recommend you to like and subscribe this channel so that you can be noticed right away as soon as we post the second episode, which will be the Gajendra Sostra. And with the details, it will come with the lyrics and everything. So stay connected. And also we do one dharmic message a day. And please send a WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp number is here, +1 647 964 4790. Send a WhatsApp to us with your name and where you are from and what language you speak, so that we can send you the material accordingly. Okay? Every day you get a one dharmic message in your WhatsApp, in your Telegram channel. You can get connected. So stay connected. Now in southern part of Tamil Nadu, Hanumanji does tapas. And when Bhagavan appears in front of him and asks what he wants, Hanumanji says that I want to see Gajendra Moksham happening again. I wanted to see the divine elephant and his prayer and how he was saved and how you came. I want to see all those things. Request Hanumanji. So Bhagavan grants him his wish. So this temple in southern part of India near Kumbakonam is called Kapisthalam. This is where Bhagavan Gajendravardhan shows the Gajendra Moksham to Hanumanji. And because Kapi means monkey, okay, because Hanumanji came here and did tapas, this place is called Kapisthalam. It's a very important temple, one of the 108 Divya Desams, and must go and see temple. In our next episode, you will see Gajendra Stuti. Om Namo Narayanaya.